Hi, everyone. This is Carrie, and thanks for joining me. Today, I wanted to update you all on the Romeoville homicides. So, this week, some news came out. For those of you who are new to this case, let's watch a little bit of my previous video to bring us up to par.
Police say Sunday night, while conducting a well-being check, they discovered the four victims inside the home on Concord Avenue in Romeoville's Hampton Park subdivision. The Will County coroner identifying the deceased adults as 38-year-old Alberto Rolón and 32-year-old Zoraida Bartolome. Authorities have not named the couple's two sons, who neighbors say were around 7 and 9.
Ugh.
The family's three dogs, one of them a German Shepherd mix, according to neighbors, were also gunned down.
Police have tracked a suspect and a person of interest in that case to Oklahoma.
Huey and Palomo's vehicle was detected in Oklahoma thanks to a license plate reader. Police there chased the vehicle when it crashed and caught on fire on a highway. Officers on scene heard shots inside, and Huey was found dead with a gunshot wound. Palomo later died in a hospital.
So, this week, some news came out. It says months after a family of four was found murdered in Romeoville home and the suspects in the case were shot dead, police have revealed new details, including a potential motive behind the shocking tragedy that left many questioning. Okay, so somehow or another, there was a relationship between this guy and mom. They said the existence of this relationship was known both by Bartolome's husband and Huey's girlfriend, Ermelinda Palomo. Now, Ermelinda Palomo was Huey's fiance. She was 50 years old, and she was considered a person of interest by the police, but her family constantly said, no, 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 she's a victim in this. We've listed her as a missing person. When the police tried to conduct the traffic stop, that's when they ran from police. The car crashed and caught on fire. Officers found Huey in the car, shot to death, and Palomo with gunshot wounds, and she later died at the hospital. Police have revealed through the investigation that Huey and Bartolome had a relationship of which Rolón and Palomo were both aware of.
They say Huey Jr. had a relationship with the Romeoville mother who he murdered and carried out the crime with his current fiancée.
Did she cheat on her husband? Was this a relationship before her husband? It seems that these two children, you can look at these children and see they're his. I mean, you could see it, in my opinion. And when they say relationship, it doesn't have to be a sexual relationship or an intimate relationship. It could have been a work relationship. You don't even know. A business relationship. Police now say Palomo knew of Huey's plans to kill Bartolome and her family. She drove Huey from the home in Sternwood to Bartolome's home in Romeoville and back to Streamwood on the night of the shooting, according to digital evidence that tracked the path of their car. So she was driving the getaway car. A lawyer for Palomo's family, however, had said nearly a week after the shooting that she had been home asleep at the time of the slayings. Police are now coming forward and saying that is not true. A direct motive for the killings has never been established, and no other suspects have emerged, said the police. I think the police have a lot more, and they're not letting us know about it. I-Team 7 has done a great coverage of this case. This particular reporter right here has been on top of things.
Now, police tell us Palomo was never the endangered person that her family claimed in a police report during the manhunt. And now, new video obtained by the I-Team shows what Palomo and Huey were doing less than an hour before the pursuit, fiery crash, and shooting that ended with them both dead. This fugitive couple, laughing and looking relaxed, would themselves be dead in an hour.
This is when, and I have another video of just the footage of when they took them down. I don't know if his car caught on fire. It looks like it started on fire because of the engine. So I guess he didn't set the fire, but...
I got door, do not see movement.
Behind the wheel of this black GMC, Nathaniel Huey Jr., dead from a gunshot wound. Huey's fiancée, Ermelinda Palomo, also shot and later dying.
So Huey and Palomo were engaged to be married.
He was the shooter, they say, and she drove the getaway car.
Her family claimed, no. She didn't have nothing to do with it. She didn't have nothing to do with it. But she did. She was the driver of the getaway car. She drove him there, and she drove him away from the scene.
Tonight, Romeoville police say they both planned and carried out the killings of 32-year-old Alberto Rolón, his 38-year-old wife Zoraida Bartolome, their 2 young boys, ages 7 and 9, and the family's 3 dogs.
Now, there's still some possibility that maybe she did not know what he was going to do when he got there. Maybe he never told her that he was going in to do what he did. Maybe when he left, he never told her what he did when he was in there. But so it kind of all makes us think, well, let's give her the she was a victim too, right? But then keep going, because what they found is footage at Walmart of them afterwards.
Huey and Palomo buying what appears to be a burner phone, hair dye, and other cosmetics. What does this say to you?
You're on the run. You don't want to be caught. You don't want to be found. If you're going to change your appearance, this is almost a Hollywood plot.
She knew. She had to have heard. She had to have seen it. Okay, there's no way for us to know what was in her mind, okay? Fairly, if you're being fair, there's no way for us to know that she knew. There's not. But when you look at this footage of them on the run afterwards in Oklahoma, you kind of think, yeah, why else would she have gone with him? Like, did he lie to her and tell her we're going to go do this or we're going to go do that? I mean, ugh. I mean, we could go all over the place with this because nobody really knows except for her and him, right? She's not being held against her will, obviously. And they're laughing as they're leaving. So you be the judge. I mean, is it for us to say what happened? No. But they were buying burner phones. So what kind of relationship did these two have? The mom and this guy, Huey. Huey owned a security company. I mean, they could have the type of relationship that she worked for the same company that he was contracted for to, somehow, and she did something that interfered with his contract with the job. You just don't even know these days, you guys. You don't know what the details were. And it looks like we're not going to find out for several weeks because the police are not releasing anything else. They're waiting for a few tests to come back. Then they're going to close out the case. But that's where we are right now. The connection was between Huey and the mom. And we just don't know what type of connection it was. So until we find out, stay tuned. I'll finish this one out once they close it out and they give a report and tell us all what's going on. Thanks for being here with me, everybody. Have a great night, and I'll see you soon.